What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and we are doing another challenge rebuild. Today, we are doing a normal-only development rebuild, which was suggested by a few people, but there was one person that was suggesting it a ton. I'm sorry if I don't remember everyone's names, but yeah, thank you for the suggestion. If you have a suggestion like that, something, leave me in the comment section. Leave me in the comment section. Just leave me there. I'll be fine. I'll fight for myself. Also, like and subscribe while you're down there. Or just, if you're not leaving an idea, just do it anyway. I don't know, dude. But you're about to see the most disgusting thing ever, and here it is. That hurts. Oh, this is pain. This is true pain that we are all with. Oh, like this. Yikes, dude. So 28-year-old Aaron Donald will probably retire in like 3 years or less, and he'll retire at like a low overall. This is disgusting. This should be an illegal challenge, but here we are doing it. I chose the Rams just kind of out of the blue because I was thinking of a couple of their young guys. They got, where the hell is Cooks? Oh, yeah, Cooks is gone. He's a Texan. They got a couple of young guys at wide receiver. I know Goff probably won't develop well, and he's expensive, but we'll see what we can do there. Of course, this is going to be a, probably a fantasy, not really fantasy, but we're going to allow trading. So, some of the guys we don't need, we're going to get rid of. Some of the guys that are on the older side, we might get rid of. I think we'll keep Aaron Donald for at least a season, though. And then after that, I do not know. So, guys like Higbee will be traded. Whitworth definitely going to be traded. So, yeah, probably going to be more on the fantasy style, but it's not going to be, like, completely broken, stupid, fake crap. I don't know. But the way we're going to do this is anyone we gain, so obviously we have to sign Andrew Luck, even though I swear I removed him from this roster. We'll keep Antonio Brown because there is a chance he does return. Jadeveon Clowney technically isn't signed in real life. Do we make the play? I think we're going to start him. We're going to start Clowney. We need all the help we can get. We're not going to sign anyone else unless we need like a low overall backup. But yeah, we're going to change everyone's dev to normal after we trade for them or sign them in free agency. So, we're paying top dollar for the dev, yet we're not getting the dev. So a little bit of a rough one. Also, speaking of a little bit of a rough one, Jared Goff's contract, I think they restructured him in real life, so I'm going to have to take a look at that and see what that is all about. And then as for XP sliders, we're just going to leave them at 200 base, which is, not too much higher than what we would normally have, so nothing really too special there. It's kind of 50-50 on this one, but Andrew Whitworth, Leonard Floyd, and a second-round pick for Saquon, which obviously we will have to move to normal development, but at 22 years old, that's not terrible. Cam Akers is 20. I wouldn't want to get rid of him. Get rid of Daryl. Yeah, we're just gonna turn this into a fantasy. It is tough enough the way it is. I don't need it to be any harder. I think we overtraded quite a bit. I didn't think we were actually gonna get this because Brown was the only guy that was green, but we ended up getting Evan Ingram. So the Giants have been successfully fleeced. We trade Higbee and Everett with a third round next year for Isaiah Simmons, which honestly for them isn't the worst trade in the world, I suppose. I mean, that offense is pretty stellar now. And we didn't really make ourselves too much better per se, at least on defense. And, we did lose our left tackle, didn't replace that. So, gonna try to use the leftover players we have. Terrell Lewis might be someone I actually kind of want to keep, though. We'll see. So Hill, Johnston, round 3, pick round 3, for pick 7 from the Giants. We trade a 4th-round pick this year, Okoronkwo, and Gaines for Mason. Did you really think I was just going to roll through that like it was nothing? Because it kind of did, not really. We trade Fox and 2 6th-round picks, one this, one next, for the Broncos' 3rd-round pick. We trade Lewis and Polite for Willie Gay, so I suppose, we at least get a different youngster. Willie Gay Jr. will probably be playing left outside linebacker for us. I don't know what I want to do with Ibukam. I want to see if he's actually, usable as a coverage guy. I don't think he will be. And then we have Burgess. We have to try and find some sort of corner, if we can, to pair him up with. And then draft picks, I think we'll just keep our own because honestly, we're not really guaranteed to do really well at all anyways. You know I didn't want to get rid of Cam Akers, but you don't have a fantasy rebuild if you don't trade for Quentin Nelson, do ya? We trade a 4th-round pick next year and Kenny Young for Maddox to be our number 2 corner. We've done pretty well for ourselves. Obviously, we don't have to drop some of the devs and whatnot, but overall, our team definitely looks quite a bit better. Once again, Ibukam, that's a question mark. Not exactly sure what I want to do there, but I mean, this is what the team looks like for the time being, and obviously, as the season goes on, well, the seasons, we'll have to keep changing the, what we want them, the team to look like. Guys like Robert Woods will be on a close eye. Obviously, Jared Goff will be, but we have to do that contract change. Probably. I don't remember if they actually went through with it or not. Linebackers should be good for the rest of this thing. The question is, will they develop? Because, they're young, but normal development is still normal development. I think another parameter we're going to set is that, let's say Willie Gay gets star development in, I don't know. I was thinking maybe if somebody got a dev up during the season, we would let them have it until the season's over and then drop it to normal, but I don't know. I think we're just going to drop it anyways. Brocker is definitely going to be gone after the year. Aaron Donald, we have to keep a close eye on because he's going to have a lot of trade value, and we don't want him to just up and disappear on us because obviously normal dev and old don't really match too well. Actually, they match quite often. It's just they don't mix well. Well, we have the starting roster. It's now an 83 overall. We have, I think, 3 first-round picks. So things are looking all right. The question is, how is Jared Goff going to play? And will we need to draft someone or find someone in free agency? We'll see. Center looking a little rough, but every other offensive lineman position looks all right. Or in left tackle case, amazing. Tight end is perfectly fine. Looking at the defensive side of things, linebacker definitely improved. Cornerbacks, got the great number 1. Number 2 is okay, and then number 3, let's not talk about it. D-line, solid, but for how long, that's the question. All right, so looking at the contracts, it's a tough one, but hopefully we see cheaper contracts for players. Clowney, I think it's going to be very hard for us to get someone even. Clowney's not that great. 86 power, 83 finesse. I don't know if that's worth 15 mil per year, but at the same time, we're not going to be able to get anyone at that position that's really that great outside of free agency. Interesting. So Blythe, I think we might let go. 2-year deal. Let's keep him. Screw it. 2-year, just about 11. Okay, dude. Yeah, let's actually keep Clowney if we can. We got Blythe and Clowney. Headed to the playoffs. It's going to be a 50-50, and it was a lot more 50-50 than I thought. It was quite literally 50-50, 8-8. Let's take a look at the Niners and the rest of the division because somehow the Niners are only, 8-8? Take a look at the Cardinals. And then the Seahawks. Yeah, we definitely lucked out making the playoffs, although will we make the Super Bowl is another story. Jared Goff, probably good enough to get to star development, which is ironic because it's going to be taken away from him right away after. Looking at the receiving numbers, pretty decent numbers to be fair. Looking at the blocking, yikes. 11 sacks allowed by Quentin Nelson, gotta love this game. Clowney with 12 sacks, though. Hey, I'm kind of earning that money, I'll take it. Tackles in general, Simmons with 127. These stats aren't going to matter as much because obviously, even if they do dev up, they're not going to be able to keep it. I don't know why Cam always goes to the Patriots and then he's always like MVP, it seems. Looking at the NFC side, do we have any awards? Defensive Player of the Year, almost Simmons, which is crazy. Defensive Rookie of the Year is going to be Simmons. Any other word? Where was Goff? Number 4. So if one of the 4 teams makes this Super Bowl, yeah, how does that work actually? Like they don't. Yeah, I don't know. Because you get the Pro Bowl nod, it tells you like right away, so it gives you XP right away. So I don't know. Let's go against the Giants. What overall are we? We're an 85. They're an 80 overall. I don't know how the hell the Giants made the playoffs, but yeah, our draft picks aren't going to look nearly as good as we thought they would. The Giants, we took Saquon and Evan, and they still made the playoffs. How? The first to second year is definitely the best chance for us to make a Super Bowl trip with this team. So Definitely going to make this year and next year count, but you never know. We might find someone in free agency or have a really good draft. This time we're drafting for overall, so that'll be a little more interesting. 23-10. It's not looking super hot, but it's definitely doable, especially with a huge passing touchdown. Down by 3. I don't know how the Giants are doing what they're doing. We do hold them to a field goal. A touchdown wins the game for us. Driving down well, 4th and 5 conversion. From the 2, they clutch up and get the touchdown as time expires. And we're moving on to the divisional round. Wow, what a performance. Jared Goff, could you please not throw those picks? Doug Martin balling out. Saquon, really disappointing, actually. Receiving, Robert Woods was all right. Van Jefferson was decent. Evan Ingram was decent. Looking at the defensive stats, Damon Harrison, Jimenez, really, fellas. We have Clowney and Aaron Donald, and that's what happens. Okay, makes sense. Going against the 12-4 Saints, this is a very tough task. But, you know, we've seen it where the higher overall team sometimes gets destroyed, so maybe, I don't know. I didn't change Jared Goff's contract either. I got to see if they actually did that. I'm going to do that while we're loading. Damn it, I'm so quick at loading. That's what she said. All right, going to the end of the game. This is our drive first. So we score 7, then we score 14. Well, we don't score 14. We're up to 14. Looking pretty good, but both teams are kind of scoring at will. Wow. This is one hell of a first half. That is a lot of points, especially for Sim. Team, please. Good job, defense. Offense does its job. I think we've done it. We are on to the freaking championship round. This could already be a success early on. Of course, Jared Goff showed up very nicely here with 4 touchdowns, 300 yards on the nose. Breeze didn't really do well. Saquon really didn't do well either, and he's getting a lot of carries. Just about 30 carries. Couldn't even get to 100 yards. Emmanuel Sanders apparently on the Saints. Yeah, he did choose the Saints, actually. We literally just did a rebuild. I was like, wait a minute. My brain almost melted. Sack totals, Jadeveon Clowney finally showing up. Pick totals, Taylor Rapp, Jalen Ramsey, and David Long. So the DB's showing up. Kicker, perfect. Love it. Tavecchio's kind of improving, impressing me here a little bit. Can't lie. We just got a speed upgrade for Willie. You got to be joking me. Please be a bad team. Please be a bad team. Kind of a bad team. The Packers, 83 overall? Come on. Green Bay, please. It's your brother. It's me. It's me. I'm an insider here. They're probably like, yeah, they'd purposefully lose so then you can see us win. It's like, I don't think so. Not today, pal. Is that a bit of snow? You know what they say about snow. It's freaking cold. That's all they really say about it, to be honest. It's cold and annoying. It looks cool, I suppose. Looking nice on the first drive for us. Defense makes a play. Offense scores a touchdown. We score another touchdown. They're down by quite a bit. Before half. Okay, I mean, that's all right. 28-10. Come on. LA on top. Look at this. This is a normal dev only. Jesus Christ. Calm down there, pal. This is a normal dev only rebuild. I didn't think we were going to get this in 1 year. I mean, obviously, we still have to play that Super Bowl, and it's going to be against the Browns or Ravens, who are going to absolutely torch us. But still, to even get to the Super Bowl is a success. I thought this was going to take about 5 years. We now know, we now know that this is going to be a 3-year rebuild because, we're getting to the Super Bowl now. It's not going to be better in 2 years with a normal dev team. So there's that. Jared Goff actually upgraded pretty nicely this season. Okay, dude. Normal dev does suck, but it doesn't mean you're completely screwed. That's all I'm learning here. Throw power, it's not really what I was looking for, but I suppose. It's probably people like, you want throw power? It's like, no, I wanted accuracies because I don't even know if throw power matters too much. Okay, now the Chiefs are tough because it's Patrick Mahomes. However, I would play the Chiefs 20 times out of 20 over the Browns or Ravens. And Saquon Barkley is now a star development player. We'll have to drop that real quick. Did Jared Goff really not go to star development from a 40 touchdown or 4,000 yard, 36 touchdown season? That's harsh. Simmons, of course. Oh, we got a lot of guys going up in dev. Yikes. Simmons he's still going up really high in overall because he did win Defensive Rookie of the Year, and, you know, he's high on the list for Defensive Player of the Year. He's a Pro Bowler, I would imagine. A lot of guys on defense went up a dev, which is kind of cool. We had, how many was that? 6 dev ups. That is pretty solid. Of course, Johnston didn't even... I always call him Johnston for some reason. It's Johnson. Johnson, for some reason, didn't go up in overall at all. Like, I thought maybe even an upgrade or two. See Taylor Rapp. 78 overall. Once again, there could be some morale boosts. Doesn't appear so on the defense, though. I mean, as much as it seems super easy to do this, it really isn't. Have you guys seen the Rams win a Super Bowl, literally, I mean, ever in Sim this year? Ooh, number 58. Can he get 90? What happened? 92, 94. Let's go 94, I guess. It looks better than 58. But yeah, the Rams don't usually do it often. I know this is a fantasy style, technically, but it's not like we made any trades that are outside of, like, Quentin Nelson. No trades were, like, insane. Yeah, they were all kind of crazy, actually. A lot of them didn't make a whole lot of sense. But hey, at least we're in the Super Bowl. If we actually win the Super Bowl, if you didn't like and sub, you definitely have to now. If you're like one of those guys that just ignores it, fair enough. But you at least, if we win a Super Bowl year one in a normal dev-only rebuild of the Rams, you gotta, you know, high five, likes, you know, thumbs up, all that crap. I don't even know, dude. Isaiah Simmons is an 86 overall. He's looking quite the good. 81 man, 86 zone coverage, 76 finesse move, block shedding, you know, awareness and play rec is kind of low, which is interesting, but yeah, this is the sliders as well. We put him on 200 for everything except, actually I should have put fullback on 300. Fullback, kicker, and punter is always on 300, whether it's an X Factor only or a normal dev only rebuild. And I suppose, time to go against the Chiefs. We're an 85 overall, they're an 84. This just feels like a classic matchup. You know, it just is. Going to the end of the game, I think we're left to right again. We are, okay? So 7-3, 14-3, 14-10. Uh-oh. I'm not liking this, like, stalemate. Oh, crap, I like the stalemate. We do score in the second half. They score a big rushing touchdown, though. This is not good. Okay, this is a close game. I like it. I like the effort. We hold them to a field goal, down by 6. Offense clutching up. Come on, offense. There we go. 6 minutes left. It's Mahomes, though. It is Mahomes. All right, offense, you know the deal. Damn, they get the 2 points. No, Jared! No! Yikes, man. Really? That's how we're going to go out. Like a bunch of people that really tried their best. Yeah, I know. That's usually the way it goes for us. I suppose Saquon's like the fastest to get down the field, huh? Just aggressive catch? Yeah, that wasn't going to work. That was not going to work in any universe. Damn, what a game, though. You gotta give it up to both teams, but really, really wish we would have been on top. Gotta like the fact that all the numbers are correct, too, which is just not a super common thing. Jared Goff's going to run this in for a touchdown. He can't even outrun Clark. Juke move. That sucks, but, I mean, it's a hell of a game. Chiefs win the Super Bowl over us, 49-35. What a damn game. Let's take a look at those stats. I think Jared Goff outperformed Mahomes. That pick, it sucks, but a 2-minute drive is still very tough. You'd like to not see the pick on the very first throw, I will say, but, yeah, Saquon Barkley really disappointed in the entire postseason. No question about that. Kupp, really solid stuff. Van Jefferson stepped up in this game. Looking at the defensive stats, where do we have Aaron Donald with 1? Yikes, man. Our defense just doesn't come up clutch. Like, where's the sacks? Where's the picks in a game we need them? We know Mahomes isn't great in the Super Bowl. At least the first one. He was terrible in it, but I guess maybe he learned from his mistakes. You know, there's always time in the game. Just be patient. I don't know, dude. But either way, a really successful year one. 2 more seasons. I was going to do 5, but yeah, going to the Super Bowl there tells me that it's not going to get better before it gets worse. So if we don't have it by year 3, then, you know, it might just be a GG. But we'll see. Maybe if we're really close, maybe we'll continue. Well, for now, though, I think we're going to put it at a 3-year limit. But that's just for now. Let's get some of these backups that are cheap, and the rest, see you later. Shout out to Jordan Tripp, who's a 12 overall wanting a 2-year, $3.4 million deal. I get it, right? Left outside linebacker. it's overpaid in this game. But could you not? Like, please? We got a backup wide receiver, David Moore, and we got Joey Sly. I like Tavecchio, but I don't know his contract situation, and Joey Sly is a very cheap long-term contract for us, so he's always there as an option in case. So we can definitely keep Aaron Donald for another year. He's got a 2 power move, 1 speed reduction. Tackle is what, it is what it is. But he'll be at least fine for another season, and I don't think there was anyone else we have to really worry about too much. Maybe Robert Woods, I suppose. He's 28. I think wide receivers do regress at 28. They do. So we'll keep him on another year because we were so close. But we are going to take a little bit of a hit with him because obviously he's going to drop down. Van Jefferson's going to be the new... stay at number 3 with Moore being the backup. And I think if we're looking at what we need to draft, it's probably DT at number 1 need. Then offensive lineman. And then, obviously, if the wide receiver's there, whatever best available is there. But I think, other than that, I think we're pretty decent. We didn't get Levi Wallace, but we got Ajayi back, and we got Danny Vitale. All right, so for us, it's mainly going to be offensive line. Ooh, that would have been a nice draft pick. That's kind of cool, though, seeing just the overalls matter the most. But it's really about what do we want to risk. Oh, that would be nice, too. Because, obviously, we're going for normal development players, so trading for established players is probably the best bet anyways. So it really comes down to how good they look. Do we want to make a move for them or not? So we'll take a look. Actually, I think our highest player was a center. Was that actually him? No, it wasn't him. It was some other guy. Which also begs the question of, if that guy was so good, maybe our center was that good? So this is our center. He looks solid, but does he look worth it? Yeah, let's just move down to the second round. Not our second round, the 23rd pick. If the center's there, he's there. If he's not, we'll go for someone else. He's not there. So Kinney, mid-second. That is a risk and a half. The guard, we're definitely drafting. Then the corner, I do not know. But let's go for Kinney now, see what he looks like. And okay, so yeah, we probably shouldn't be drafting. Drafting doesn't seem like a good idea at all. I think we're just going to go for steals in the draft and hope their overalls are high. Outside of that, I think we're going to trade our first round picks. I don't even think we're going to go for this corner. Like, best case scenario, what is this, 75, 74 overall? Does that even matter? I don't think so. We're going to go to... well, let's try to get to, like, 18 in the second round. I don't know, man. Pick 31 and these two guys for 44 and 76. Pick 12 in the second. If the guard's there, we take him. If he's not, suck me nothing because he's there. Godwin, please be 74 or better. 76, and he's hidden. Obviously, that hidden means nothing, but this is a very good pick. But even with a pick like this, I don't think we're going to be drafting anymore in the first 2 rounds. It's just not worth it. We're going to look at Matlock in the late 4th. What else do we have in the late 4th here? Kind of an if. Yeah, I think we're just going to take Matlock and Blade, which, once again, Blade sounds like a really cool name. We're going to take Matlock if he's there around 3, pick 11. And then Blade, I suppose, later on because, it's a very late pick. Matlock is here, speed rusher. Maybe, replacement for, what's his name in the future? Aaron Donald. Or not. I mean, it sucks because he's actually a really good player because he's got hidden. However, he's going to be normal dev in a second, so... yikes. Damn, that would have been a really good pick. That would have been amazing. And honestly, maybe even Screw Blade. We're just going to see if we can get a Screw Blade. Let's see if we can trade this third for like a second next year or something like that. We got the Dolphins' second-round pick next year, which is supposedly projected to be the first overall. And we have now the 31st pick in the 7th round, which we might try to trade off for like a 6th or something if we can. Long story short, we don't. We just traded a 7th this for a 7th next straight up, which is quite interesting. I know... no, this guy's normal. I know we can't keep them at normal, but since, got to change to normal anyways, you might as well take a look. Of course he was superstar. Why wouldn't he be? And then Zach Matlock, the outside linebacker, he is someone we're not going to talk about. You've got to be kidding me, man. Let's take a look at those 2 high overalls. Let's go for the highest overall, see what they were. Once again, it doesn't matter, but I'm just curious. Donovan Lane. Oof. I I actually think I seen Mr. Relevant was named Donovan something. Interesting. People are like, wow, 2 of the same first names? That's insane. It's never happened. Ooh, Timmerman. Obviously for us, we really would not care, but for them, yeah, yikes. But yeah, we drafted 1 starting lineman. We drafted a backup. Wait, no, we drafted 2 starting linemen. Who can we get rid of? So we can definitely start. We actually probably start both, but Blythe, that 2-year contract we signed to him is kind of an interesting. Let's see how much we can actually get. How much does it cost? Do we take a little bit of a hit? But I don't know if we need to worry about contract situation that much right now. So I think we're going to start. Well, what is Kenny? Is he like, he's huge. Damn. Godwin's kind of big too. Damn, this is unrealistic. It's a fantasy style though, so I don't really care. Going to play Godwin at center. Right guard will be Kenny, and then we're going to trade Blythe off for maybe, I don't know, like a 3rd round pick if we're lucky. Or maybe use him for another 1st round. So we do drop down a little bit in overall, but we do get younger, which in theory might be able to develop. I mean, they're kind of young. Might be able to develop a little bit. 80, 85 overall in a year or 2. DT we never fixed, so we probably should try to trade for one. We're going to either trade for DT or we're going to trade for, what is it called? A draft pick. Also, we should probably take a look at Ibukam, who probably needs a contract. He does. So outside linebacker and DT if we can't find a draft pick. So this is probably irrelevant because he's normal dev anyways, but pick 5 for this year, next year, and a 6 next year for Henry Ruggs. Once again, I don't think it really matters too much, but he's fast, I guess, so I don't know. He's maybe better than Van Jefferson, who's lower overall anyways. Damn it, I hate when I do that. Ibukam and Blythe for Tuitt. The reason why I'm mad is because I put Blythe on there because he was red, and I didn't think it was going to be an instant accept, but unfortunately, that's exactly what happens. So we're going to have to get rid of Brockers or Ashawn to try and get an actual coverage linebacker, which is somewhat hard, but I think for us, all we need is like an ED overall middle linebacker moving to left out, preferably someone that was already signed if we can. It sucks, but I mean, it could have been worse, We trade Pitt. Oh, I didn't know they were not number 1. Well, either way, we got that right guard and 18 over for number 10. Hopefully, we can use that for the Colts trade. Will we be able to? Of course, I'm trying to get Buckner here, which would be and of course, the draft pick's gone. I hate when they do that. There we go. Pick 1 from the Raiders. Maybe it's enough. We'll see. Pick 1 is a very good persuasive tool. Oh, the scams. Okay, this is kind of cheating, so we did sign David Moore to actually be a backup, but is it cheating because we did also sign him? So, Brockers, Moore, and pick 1 for DeForest Buckner, which is huge. Of course, we don't really upgrade too much initially because obviously Buckner is only 3 overalls higher than Brockers, but I still think it was oh, we have Tuitt. Okay, so Ashawn, I forgot about Tuitt. Ashawn Robinson and something for a linebacker, and we're actually set. Okay, dude. Ashawn Robinson, a 3rd round next year, and Reader for Kenneth Murray. Screw it, we're taking all the damn rookies. I found a hidden development DT rookie, 55 overall, 21 years old, and I was like, oh! And then I completely forgot what we were doing because, this is a second recording for me. I took a little bit of a break from it. Right now, this is what the defensive tackles look like. I think Buckner probably has a better chance of bringing in sack totals, right? 90 finesse, 86 block shed. Tuitt's got to be like 90. Tuitt's actually pretty damn good himself, so I guess we'll keep Buckner. It really doesn't matter. They're both really good players. Tuitt's a little older, right? Okay, fair enough. There's the argument. But yeah, the team looks very good. 86 overall, 90, normal across the board. We're obviously going to have to replace some of these guys next season, but as for right now, it's everything's perfectly fine. So we have some re-signings, one of them being Jalen Ramsey. I don't know if they signed him in real life or not, but we're going to sign him here. 5-year, 87 point not enough money. That's, yep. Evan Ingram, glad he got the deal done. Cooper Kupp. I do a 3-year, but a 4-year is a little hefty. It's Johnson, man. Johnson is, that's pretty expensive for a safety. 86 overall. Guess we'll offer it. a smart decision, because I almost pulled the offer. I was like, he's a safety. Is it really that hard to get a safety, but too late now. Smart man. Well, I can't say the game's not super realistic, because, Jalen Ramsey's kind of being a douche to us, but, it is what it is. We'll just tag him. This is a bit of a close season. We do win out. The Seahawks cannot keep up, so Seahawks and Niners not doing super well, but that kind of happened last season too, didn't it? I mean, I get it, right? We're not, we're normal development. We're not developing super fast, but as far as teams go, right? Like, we're not that bad, right? The 15-1 Bucks. I want to take a look at the Bucks, Steelers, and Packers. There's no way they're even close to what we are now. Packers are 84, Steelers are 85, and the Buccaneers are got to be way lower than that. Okay, they are in 86 as Tom Brady's still here, but we're still higher overall than all of those teams, yet we're struggling. We're scraping by. I don't know about all that now. Jared Goff, kind of a meh season. Saquon Barkley, pretty solid season. Receivers, really nothing too special. Offensive line, Quentin Nelson underperforming again. The rest, so-so. Clowney, doing really well yet again. Buckner does well. Donald does a lot better than he did the season before. Isaiah Simmons and Willie Gay with 100 tackle-plus seasons. Willie Gay with a really good season. If we weren't doing a normal only, this would actually be a really good rebuild for us. But, obviously, even then, it's still a really good rebuild for us. Just a bit harder. No MVP for us. I thought we would have maybe at least been close, but apparently not. Rookie of the Year awards. We had offensive linemen, so that's not going to happen. Barkley at number 2, number 1 and 2 for Buccaneers wide receivers. Cooper Kupp at number 6. O-line. Quentin does not deserve to be on 5. I get he's a high overall, but come on now. We have the top 2 D linemen, which, those are very solid awards to be a part of. 3 corner. Okay. The Packers DBs are pretty solid, but come on now. 3. All right, going against the Giants. We're in 88 overall. They're in 81. Can't wait to lose. Going to the end of the game, we do start with a touchdown. Right to left is us. We're so used to left to right because that was kind of our thing. 21-0. Quite a good score, can't lie. 21-3, 21-6, 28-6. Start of the fourth quarter. It's looking pretty good for us. Maybe not as consistent as scoring as I would have liked, like we did in the first half, but still good enough to get the job done, and we're moving on to the divisional. We kind of live for these wild card games, don't we? Jared Goff, really good game. Just a pure accuracy game. Jay Ajayi. I get the the want to run, but do we have to actually get a proper running back? Ooh, the sack totals looking good. Clowney was a good decision. I'm happy with it. Of course, it's the 15-1 Bucks. Yikes. 88 overall to their 86. They've got the names, though. Those names are solid. Our offense might not have that explosive level like they have, but they're not that explosive either. We've got Saquon, who's better than any running back they have, most likely, and then Evan Ingram's a very fast tight end. I know they probably have Gronk still, but I don't know. I think we have a pretty damn good offense. Going to the end of the game, left to right is us. Really solid drive. It took us a long time to get there, but scoring 7 is important. 14-3, 14-6. Huge run by I guess we do have that explosive factor, although the second half not looking super great. Getting those 3 points is huge. And I believe we're on to the championship round, right? Yep, we did it. Great job by the offense. Defense held its own as well. Tom Brady is going to retire most likely here. Both QBs pretty similar, nothing really too spectacular. Ground game, though, Saquon Barkley with a 52-yard run. Love it. Receiving, Rob Gronkowski with 2 touchdowns. The tight ends kind of had a game. Chris Godwin is very good for them. Sack totals, not quite as good, but still a couple of sacks from the D-line crew. And Sly didn't miss a kick this time. Nice. Unless it was an extra point, which that's kind of just unlucky rather than just failing. If you hit all your regular field goals and you miss the extra points, that's just unlucky, I think. At least in my opinion. The Dallas Cowboys. Yikes. Another 86 overall team. On paper, they probably are quite a bit better than the Buccaneers, but their overall's in 86. I'm just saying. Usually offensive linemen inflate the overall quite a bit, so, if that's the case, there's quite a bit of inflation going on. I don't know, dude. Going to the end of the game, 7-0, 7-7, 14-7, 17-7, 24-7. Looking great. There you go. Huge passing touch. Wow, we're going back to the Super Bowl. Knowing us, it's going to be one of those rebuilds where it's like back-to-back losses. Can't wait. 45-22. We're back in it. And I forgot to show you guys we didn't cheat first time because obviously even though we lost the Super Bowl, getting there was a pretty big milestone for us. So, especially with both, seasons going, oh, look at the sack totals. To be fair, this D-line is, I don't know if you would ever win a game against us. Like, it is that like, you can have really bad corners that are still going to get the job done if they even have the press. It's all about positioning. As long as you have enough players back there, if you can get front four pressure, which you would from these names, I don't know if you can be beat. Like, that defense, imagine playing against Clowney, Aaron Donald, Stephon Tuitt, and DeForest Buckner. Hell, Aaron Donald and one of the other names we just mentioned would be a problem, let alone all four. I mean, I could see why these pass rushers get paid, man. And I did not forget to do it. I will show you guys that we did not cheat. I mean, once again, by now you guys probably know me. That's just not the way we roll. And if we do cheat, I at least let you know. If we do roll that way, at least you know about it, right? Can't shoot the Pro Bowl because we're in the Super Bowl. Colts. Okay, fair enough. I mean, it's probably not the worst thing that could have happened. Let's drop those devs while we're here. Cooper Kupp. Actually, that's going to be the reward. If you dev up during the Super Bowl, we're going to allow it. I don't think it's going to matter for regression because star isn't, like superstar, but that's going to be the reward, I suppose. It makes sense. 89 to their 84. Let's actually use our upgrades first, and then let's see who can win. I will say, I'll be a decent bit disappointed if we do lose here. Tampa. Oh, that would have been crazy. The Buccaneers could have played at home for the Super Bowl. That would have been insane. Has that ever... I mean, that's happened once or twice, I think, right? First drive for them, really successful. We drive all the way down, no touchdown. We do it again, no points at all. Injuries are apparently on. What the hell is going on here? 14-10, one hell of a close battle. 14-13, 14-16. Defense is clutching. Thank you, offense, for finally showing up a little bit. You can't do that. Like, that is the game you have on offense, and you just choke it away. Why? I'm yelling because I'm mad. We got to come in. I'm not having it. Normal squad's got to do something special with it. Henry Ruggs down the middle, and we couldn't win? Henry Ruggs down the middle, and we couldn't win? Oh, it's not that easy. Especially when you got Jared freaking Goff as your quarterback, who I may have called Jared Cook at one point, which honestly doesn't really matter. You would have thought it was Jared Cook, how bad his throws are here. Cooper Kupp looking fresh over here. Maybe not. Ruggs. That's, in fairness to us, yeah, not a great play. Just get that first down, Evan. We're up to the line. We got to get closer. Kind of bailing out for... Is Malik Hooker the greatest player of all time? Okay, so like I said, we'll accept a loss. We'll accept back-to-back Super Bowl losses. Damn it, man. I was going to back out and all that, but they are, even though we are 5 overalls higher than them, Jared Goff did have a stinker of a game. He threw 2 picks on his own. Obviously, we threw a pick, but that was under duress. Can't really call those the same situations. Henry Ruggs did have himself a pretty damn good game without us. Defensively, DeForest Buckner with 2 sacks, Tuitt with a sack, Aaron Donald with a sack. Rockers, of course, wins a Super Bowl with them, as you would expect. Good job, Joey Slimus, and a field goal. That definitely had nothing to do with the game at all. That must have been what happened when we drove down the field and didn't score. No, it couldn't have been. It didn't look like it was a 4th down situation. Either way, likely to only play this last season. It kind of depends on, who regresses and who we're able to add to the roster. I don't know what the contract situations are, even if we can negotiate Cooper Kupp. This will probably be a tag situation. Ooh, no, it will not, because we have to tag Ramsey. Yikes, okay. Can we do a 2-year... That's pretty fair, right? What is he asking for? 59? Yeah, let's do like a 2-year 32 where the majority is guaranteed. That should be fair. If I said 32, right? He was willing to take it, which puts us pretty much right at the line of poverty. Love it. Got to find someone to cut. Yeah, this might be the last season. Jared! Excuse me. I thought it was a 4-year deal. What the hell is going on around here? Well, you know what they say. Last season in the rebuild, and we're out of here, basically. So we released some cornerbacks and, well, not some cornerbacks, some wide receivers, and we have some available cash. I think we should get Philip Lindsay as a backup. It kind of worked out for us with the Saints, and more importantly, I mean, we got a chance to go sleaze mode, which is really nice. We also do have to change the devs of the guys we do have, unfortunately, but that's kind of way it goes, as you guys all know by now. Well, maybe Tariq instead. Interesting names, but we get Edwards-Helaire and Tua Tagovailoa as backups. So the biggest thing we need is maybe we can land like a super wide receiver. Cooper Kupp's on a 2-year deal, so he's automatically locked in, while Robert Woods, we would save money on. Would save... Wow. We would be able to also trade him, of course. We'll get those devs down. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it now, though, because we might end up trading some players off. What was Aaron Donald's regression like? 1 power move, 1 block, 1 pursuit. So maybe the star did help him. Usually after 30, that's when things go wrong. But yeah, I think wide receiver, maybe we can land a corner. We do have to pay Maddox. We do have to pay Woods. So that, those are kind of the reasons we'd be looking to replace them. Which I would say is probably, we might just ignore the draft, honestly. We're going to look at some of the players, see if there's any steals later on, and if there's not, we're just going to ignore the draft, really. We trade Micah Kaiser, Jay Ajayi, and Van Jefferson for pick 5 overall, which we're going to try and use to land a wide receiver. Maybe a corner, but that's probably impossible. So apparently it wasn't enough. Perry Nickerson, 63 and 114 for pick 3 from the Saints. What a weird team to have pick 3. I tried so many trades. Jamal Adams, Minkah Fitzpatrick, Marlon Humphrey, all the good corners I tried. This is the best I could do. Justin Reed, 87 overall, free safety, has a little bit of man, really good zone, maybe can play corner. Is it enough to win us the Super Bowl? I would not be able to tell you. He's an 86 overall, so it is a little bit of a bump. If we can get Maddox and what do we have left? A 2nd-round pick. Maddox, our 2nd-round pick. And Woods for something, that'd be kind of cool. Allen Robinson, fair enough, but can't do it. So we trade 38.50 and Reed for pick 16. All right, this is our best bet. Pick 16, Woods, Maddox for Michael freaking Thomas. We're a 91 overall, and apparently, obviously, the devs are going to be adjusted to 0, or normal dev, as normal people call it. I don't know what the contract situations are going to be. I don't know what the, the contract situations. That's it. I don't know what the cap situation is going to be. But at least for this final season, assuming this is our final season, kind of determines, how well we do. I think we're ready. I mean, this is about it. Like, there's not much we can do, honestly. Saquon Barkley, I'd say we're going to give him the 5th-year option. Another 5th-year option, Quentin Nelson, I think 100% because he's going to be asking for max anyways, and that appears to be it. Got a bunch of backups, though, decent backups for a long-term situation. I mean, it's a decent roster, obviously, normal development across the board, but, 2 top-tier wide receivers, got a bunch of decent backup wide receivers. O-line looks good enough to get the job done defensively. Linebackers are pretty solid. D-line is best in the league. Cornerbacks, best in the league. I mean, it's a bunch of good players. I mean, if we can't get it done here, I don't know when you get it done because we're about to go broke and lose half the team. So I think 3 years is actually a perfect cutoff point. Can we at least make the Super Bowl for the 3rd straight time, whether we win or not? We only had 1 draft pick. It was a 7th-round pick, so we'll just let that happen. Well, no funny business, just straight up looking at the roster, this is what it's going to look like. I got to change the damn devs. I keep forgetting to do it. But this is what the team looks like, and defensively, this is what it looks like, and this is what it looks like special teams. This is what it looks like specialists. This is what the dashboard... Yeah, I record late. So apparently we only have 3 re-signings. However, we're kind of broke. We can afford, 1 player. I think Jalen Ramsey, you just can't... Yeah, that contract's too filthy good. You know what I mean? All right, Jalen, just take it, dude. Thank you. DeForest Buckner, can we afford him? We cannot. Okay, that's not good. All right, so headed to the playoffs. We're probably going to lose Buckner and what's his name, but it doesn't matter because this is probably the last season. And we almost had the perfect season. Who was it? Who was it? The Colts. Of course it was the Colts. They couldn't not only just take away the Super Bowl win, they decided they had to take away our perfect season. That's impressive. Obviously, it helps when the rest of your division is trash, but 92 overall across the board. Normal development. I'm pretty sure the realistic rebuild we did, obviously it's a fantasy. Actually, was it a fantasy? Either way, the most recent Rams rebuild we did was also a 92 overall, which is definitely quite interesting. But regardless, take a look at those numbers as this is, once again, the final season. Jared Goff, pretty solid season considering he had to share a lot of rushing, with a lot of rushing touchdowns and rushing yard players. Receiving, Michael Thomas did very well. Cooper Kupp's decent season. Evan Ingram, all right. Henry Ruggs, meh, but he's kind of scrapping for those catches. Sack totals: Aaron Donald 18, Buckner 15.5, Clowney 12. Tuitt has been terrible, but maybe doing well in the ground defense. Not a whole lot of tackles for loss, but just being good, I guess. I don't know. Jalen Ramsey 6 picks, Simmons with 5, Willie Gay with 4. Really good stuff. Joey Sly missed 4 out of his 20 kicks, which is, it is what it is. Yearly awards, maybe Defensive Player of the Year, right? Perhaps Jalen Hurts is a Bears player. Seen that a few times now, by the way. NFC side, Rams number 2 for Simmons. Number 2 for QB. Number 2 for running back. Number 2 for wide receiver. Number 1 for left tackle. D-line 3, all top 3. Number 3 for linebacker. DB, Ramsey at number 2. A lot of number 2s. I'll put it that way. We hear a politician lying all the time. The Packers 9-7. We're 15-1. This is the best it's going to get. We got people regressing after, during this season. Once the season's over, we have, losing players in contracts. So this is the best possible time this roster will be. Unless we did another 10 seasons where we, had an alternate universe where we didn't pay Jared Goff, all that money, which obviously we didn't pay it, but, in real life, Cleveland beats the Patriots. Interesting. This is the first time we haven't actually had to play in the wild card, so it would be kind of fitting if we lost this game early on, did really well, but not doing super well with our opportunities. Okay, that's kind of changing here a bit. 21-3, 24-3.5. Defense right now is kind of locking up. Gotta love what you're seeing here. 38-10, 45-10. Jeez, what a scoreboard. 45-17. This team can put up points. This team can lock teams down. So I know Rodgers is a little bit on the older side through 3 picks, but still, it's an impressive one. Goff had 2 touchdowns, and hell, Barkley had freaking 4. Defensively, sack totals, DeForest Buckner. DeForest Buckner is just a goon, man. He's so good. Sly missed a kick on top of it, so could have been like 48-17. NFC Championship game against the Panthers. Interesting. 92 to their 84. Cleveland beats the Colts, which, normally I'd kind of hate that, but Colts have kind of been our kryptonite lately, but who knows? We might lose this game, especially after I talked about it like it was almost a guaranteed Super Bowl trip. 7-0, 7 all. Offense really not doing super well. Defense doing as much as it can. Offense got to do something, right? Like, it's not really much the defense could do. There you go, finally some points. Of course, they're going to score as soon as we are able to. Long drive, clutched up. There you go. Offense finally showing up. I don't know how the Panthers' defense is so good. Saquon Barkley really showing up in the postseason, which is, contrary to the other postseasons, it seems. Defensively, Kenneth Murray with 2 sacks. Davion and Buckner combined for 3. Tuitt has a sack. Aaron Donald and Simmons combined for a sack. Kicking, no missed kicks of any sort. So just a really good defensive battle, which, it happens. So also take a look at those dev ups. Once again, the reward for deving up is just having that star dev when we actually do hit. I don't think Goff has hit maybe one time. Maybe, I don't remember. Maybe last season. Don't feel like Goff hasn't gotten a dev up once. Barkley for his 3rd straight, I believe. Michael Thomas gets 1. Defensively, we had 3. Nothing really too special there, though. 3 of them. Of course, Donald is kind of one of the clutch ones you want. But yeah, here we go. Going against those Browns. 88 overall to our 92. We make everyone look bad. Can we show that you don't need Dev to win a Super Bowl? Of course, we are struggling hard. I mean, we're not struggling because we've made it to Super Bowl 3 times in a row, literally without any. I know the first 2 seasons, the record was pretty bad. But, you know, we're struggling here kind of considering how much of a burden it took. Like, it took me so long. Like, this is longer than a normal rebuild, and it's less years because that's how long it took me to find trades. It was brutal. 3-0. It's going to end 10-0 at half. That is not the way we want to start. Defense does as well as it can. Offense is doing its same usual crap. Thank you for the touchdown. Oh, thank you for the effort. I like it. I really like the effort. It's tied up 24-all. We get the long field goal. They're driving down. Are they going to make the play? Defense, I got to come in. This is going to be a field goal, right? I'd rather watch the field goal rather than... I'm going to try to block it. Screw this, dude. We've worked way too damn hard on this. Everyone works hard for their dreams, but it's not for everyone. Damn it. You know what that's from? I know what it's from. 4 seconds left. Hopefully they don't fumble, and then the Browns recover for a touchdown or anything like that. I believe we get the ball. That's not true, is it? It is true. We get the ball first. Driving down pretty well. Please. We do get the field goal. Defense. Defense. Pick it off. I hate this game. Why is it the way it is? Please, fellas. Run commit. Run commit. Run commit. Got the best defensive line in football. Show them who we are. But it's like, what do? Do you come with the blitz again? I don't like this at all. There you go. I'm sorry. I had to. This is my damn rebuild. This is my world. Johnson. And his name isn't Johnston. Whether you guys want to keep telling me it is or not. That's obviously me. But let's go. We finally win the damn Super Bowl. Obviously, if we didn't come in, there was zero. And I mean 0 chance. Maybe a 1% chance if you want to be optimistic. But we know rebuilds. We know when you're inside the 10... Whether you're the team or they're the team on offense, it's going to be a touchdown, especially on 1st and goal from the 4. It's going to be a touchdown, but we came in. I'm not having 3 straight Super Bowl losses. You can say we cheated, but we had to use our way. I could have stayed on Simmons, and, the running back got wide open if, they didn't block him. Something else could have happened, but I switched to Simmons. I used the slow man. I picked it off. And the highlight plays for the Super Bowl we're going to watch are field goals. Just 1 field goal. Michael Thomas with the player of the game. So it appears Michael Thomas might have been the difference. Same with Justin Reed. We didn't really add too much outside of those 2. So, I mean, it really just came down to us holding on to the team. Really wasn't about developing too much this rebuild, but we held the team the way it was all the way through pretty much after, the second season. Well, it's kind of weird to say, but... The start of the second season, we added 2 new names, and they were apparently enough, as we are now Super Bowl champions. Ask me to do something like this again, and someone's getting cut. Is that from the roster? Is that from a sharp object? Up to interpretation, honestly. I won't be cutting anyone, I promise, but, a metaphorical cutting could I don't know, dude. But looking at the numbers, pretty standard stuff for our Rams. And I'm happy with the way this turned out. 3 straight Super Bowl trips. Finally picking up 1 victory and a success. If you guys like these challenge rebuilds, like the video. Subscribe the video. Follow me on the Twitter. Check out the second channel, PK Plays. We should have had a, whatever the hell it's called, up. I think we're going to have NBA on Monday, but we should have had a Minecraft video up, Minecraft Dungeons video up on the second channel. But yeah, NBA will be Monday. I was going to do it today, but I can't be bothered, to be honest. We'll do NBA and Flyers on Monday, and that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. Like I said, do all that crap if you did. And suggest me a rebuild challenge you'd like to see. I think we might do something to do with injuries at some point in the future. A couple other ideas. Maybe there's like only superstars or something, which would be weird. I don't know, dude. Like how would that even work? Like maybe we could do something like normal only, but DevOps stick, perhaps? I don't know. So just let me know in the comment section below if you think you have a good idea. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!